when you look at your in-house legal team and even your out-house legal team, if you don't mind my asking, is diversity and inclusion, and do you think about those sorts of things?
Oh,
I mean, I
absolutely.
know that you have an incredibly diverse workforce as it is.
We do. We
In
do.
the context of your legal team in particular.
Oh, absolutely. So not just my legal team. So all of my vice presidents, I've told them you have to have diversity on your teams no matter
Yep.
what, because everyone knows this. Research has proven, statistics has proven that the more diverse a team you have, the more broad thinking you get and better results. So they've proven that the diverse teams deliver better results than those that don't. So, Sean, for example, will come into me and say, okay, I'm going to go hire a few more lawyers. And he said, but I need to get a couple female lawyers. And so it is something that my team knows, my sales team, my operations team. I'm very proud to say here at FedEx at our head on, we're 50-50 in terms of our we're 50-50 in terms of our C-suite, in terms of male and female on my executive team. And I'm just so proud of the team for that, because it's something that we've got diversity and inclusion programs right across the country. We've got committees, but it's something I'm very passionate about as well as they are. And it just comes to them naturally because they know how important it is to have a diverse and inclusive team. So,
yeah. I suppose you support that with programs. I was talking I've spoken with a bunch of different law firms, and what they seem to be saying is that they don't feel that within their firms, no matter what the size, they have enough programs to promote leadership skills and talents, right? So that inevitably their team, as it gets more senior, actually gets less diverse, which is sort of frustrating. So I'm sure that you have leadership programs which support those initiatives.
We do. We've got a lot of different types of programs to help people who want to raise their hand and say, I want to be a manager. I want to get into management, and then one of the things that we've done, I'm a big person on flexible working arrangements. I'm huge on that. And so, to me, as long as the work gets done, but this applies to men and women. So, like I've got, for example, we've got out here our professional staff. If one of the dads, he's on drop-off duty, that means he can't get to work till 9:30 or 10, no problem. And then the mom does the so we promote flexible working arrangements so that moms and dads, because a lot of them, they're helping too, can manage childcare. We had work from home before this pandemic even hit, because some of our professionals here, whether it be on the legal side, the engineering side, the finance side, needed to work from home for whatever reason. So to me, companies need to provide programs, training, management, and also too to tap people on the shoulder. Earlier on in my career, I had to tap some women on the shoulder.
That's interesting.
It is very important, because here's the thing. We have it's management for me, and I would see a lot of men going to take it, and a lot of women weren't signing up earlier on. So I go and tap them and say, why haven't you signed up for his management for me? And they're like, well, I'm not sure that it is for me because I want to have a baby soon. I'm like, hang on a second. So we business people owe it to also tap women on the shoulder to encourage them to say, put your name in the ring. Don't take yourself out because you want to have a family.
Yeah, it's gotten a little harder, though, you have to admit, during the pandemic.
Oh, for sure.
The opportunity to push people forward or even collaborate as teams is really, I find, much more difficult for someone like me who's sort of senior, kind of already knows what she's doing. And, in my work, it's easier for me to work remotely, but getting people to continue to collaborate over this extended pandemic, I find, has been really hard. And
it really is. What I'm telling some women right now is that, and some of the women that have just taken a leave from work, I said, it's important to surround yourself with people, places, and things that inspire you, like everyone being on this call today. Yep. What I'm telling them is that there's a lot of great podcasts like this that women are doing that are free. You don't even have to pay. And I'm telling them it's so important that women carve out white space on the calendar for us.
Yeah.
Meaning, You have the husband look after the kids, or your partner, or your mother, or somebody in your bubble, your neighbor, but you have to get out and do things for you. And so I'm telling these women, go and listen to some of these podcasts where they're having women talk about their struggles during this pandemic, women that have had to put their career on hold, how they're navigating through it. But you have to take care of you. And that's the advice I'm giving a lot of women right now, especially during this time. Carve out time where you don't have any kids around you, and you do things for you. Like, I hate running. I only run if someone's chasing me, but I carve out time to make sure I can fit in some type of exercise during this pandemic.
Yep.
And if we don't schedule that white space on our own calendar for us, it won't happen. And if we can't take care of ourselves, how can we possibly expect to take care of others?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think that one of the keys to the longevity of my career has been knowing, really, from the moment I began, that I needed to have an hour every day. And I
Absolutely.
did different things each hour, but the hour for me was like really important. And even I've had the luxury of having a partner who could take some of the load off in terms of child rearing or going to the hockey rink, which I was never super crazy about, and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and giving me the hour that I needed in a busy schedule to, recompose myself, because
absolutely.
it's to be overwhelming. People think you have it all together, but the reality is that it's overwhelming for all of us.
All of
Right?
us.
It's
I tell you, I have
so,
some days where I'm just like, I'll look back on a day and go, I can't believe I just got through this day. Everyone's hitting me left, right, and center. We
yeah,
all have those days, and it's so
yeah,
important to realize you're not alone when you're having them. And it's okay to give yourself permission to have a really crappy day.
yeah,
Like, just know, I'm like, I'm having a crappy day. And I'm just going to give myself permission to say, it's okay to have the crappy days, because it makes the brighter days a lot better.
yeah. One last question, because we're running a little short on time, and it's that crystal ball question, which is, so it's a year from now, right? You look back on, whatever all of this has meant. What do you see? What do you see a year from now? Is it, I assume, because of your nature, it's a relatively positive forecast, but what do you see as being, like, let's call it forever changed, right? Or
Yeah.
not forever changed?
Yeah. Well, I'm just an optimistic person by nature.
Yeah,
I just find, like I said, I'm about positive vibes, and
yeah.
positive energy are contagious. And to
I'm
me,
sure
it's
you
like,
are.
because we attract what we think, right? So I'm always going to say it's a great day for a great day every day, and to always be positive, especially on those tough days. And I always expect great things. It's just because when you do that, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you expect great things? So for me, what I'm hoping, let's say in a year from now, is I'm truly hoping that we've got a vaccine that we can all start
Absolutely.
to take, and that happens, and they're making such tremendous progress in that regard. So I'm hoping we have a vaccine. I'm hoping we get this virus under control. But what I'm also hoping, though, is we take some of the things away that, I don't think people realize the importance of washing their hands every day
Yep.
and multiple times a day. Because when this pandemic hit in February, and it just hit us hard, none of the kids were coming home with colds. No one was getting influenza when we hunkered right down. A lot of these other stomach flus, that all went away because we were all washing our hands quite a lot. So I'm
Yep.
hoping some of how we take care of ourselves stays with us. The importance of washing our hands and multiple times a day, and managing that. I hope that stick with us. I really hope that companies find a way to help women in their work environment get back to work somehow, some way, so that we don't lose the progress that we've made on advancing
Yep.
women in business, and that businesses work with their female executives, if you will, to help them manage what they can do. And so one of the examples I'm pushing hard for is, can we find a way to at least get some women back part-time? If they can't do full-time, can we get them back in part-time versus not at all? And I'm hoping companies start to work with women to figure out how we can get them engaged, and keep them moving forward with their career. And there's a lot of people talking about this right now. So I'm really hopeful that in a year from now, we start to see women get back into the workforce that right now have taken a step aside.
Yeah. I can't thank you enough, Lisa. You're a terrific speaker and insightful, but of all the people I've known, and I don't use this term casually, you're really an inspiration. I wish you all the success in the world and happiness and health to you and your family.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I adore you. We've been friends for many, many years, and I always love getting together with you and having what I call these life chats, because it's also a good reminder for me of things that, what works and moving us forward.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always say sometimes the most simple things are the most powerful in life, like paying attention to our thoughts and carving out white space. The most simple things are the most powerful. We just have to apply them consistently to our own lives. So it's been a pleasure, and I wish everyone health and safety and prosperity, of course. And thank you.
Thanks so much, Lisa.
And that concludes our recording. Thank you for joining us today. You can find this and many other episodes at scgglobalspin.com.